I think using the correct targets is important as well. And if you're going to go for accuracy, if you're working on accuracy and that's your main goal, you should use a bullseye target. And the reason for that is even if you're just a little bit off, then it's blatantly obvious. It's obvious that, you're just a little bit off and you can fine tune things. The problem, there is some danger to that, where if you're not consistent by using the same bullseye all the time, you can end up having some inconsistent results, and it may even look inconsistent. Like these two groupings right here, these two shots are exactly 1 inch high and half an inch to the left, but they look vastly different. And if you're doing a drill that involves scoring values, then you can even have vastly different scores. And then if you throw in a different target, that's even more apples to oranges that you're trying to compare. Folks, if you're going to use an accuracy target, if you're going to use a bullseye target, the only target you should be working with is the NRA B8 Repair Center. And the reason for that is the dimensions are extremely consistent. You could print these out online for free. You could buy them on Amazon. There's a stack of these sitting in every police range. It's just extremely consistent and extremely accessible. Now, that's if you're working on accuracy. Accuracy, you should always use a B8. Now, if you're going to be working with speed, really, really good targets would be USPSA and IDPA targets. These are used for competition shooting and they're the basis of a lot of drills. So the one on the left, that is the circle in the middle, that's an IDPA target. And the one on the right is a USPSA target. And the reason why we use these for speed is because even though the target zone is a lot bigger, they're still anatomically correct to a degree. On the target like this, with USPSA target, I would say the top half would be really what you want to hit. And if you have one shot here in the center, anatomically, it's going to have about the same effect as a shot that breaks the line over here. So that gives yourself a lot more grace as far as speed is concerned, and it gives you room to grow. It's going to be really, really hard to build speed if all you're trying to hit is the X on a B8. It's going to be really hard. This right here is going to allow more growth. Now, another target that you can use for speed is the ILFE target, and that stands for the International Association of Law Enforcement Firearms Instructors. Law enforcement firearms instructors. Agencies around the world send their instructors to ILFE to teach them how to train cops. That's what that's for. And so this right here, it uses very, very, the target zones are anatomically correct. It's about an 8-inch circle in the center and a 4-inch circle for the head. Now, the cool thing is you can still see your sights clearly against a target like this, so that, it becomes easier for you to get better speed. But if your speed ends up pushing your shots outside of the designated scoring areas, then you can still put a B8 right there on top of it, and you can work on your accuracy right here on the same target. Now, another reason why I like the ILFE target is because ILFE also superimposes photorealistic images onto this target. And if you take a really, really close look, the scoring zones are about the same. It's the same scoring zones. So you can get the performance that you had on the speed target, and you can directly translate that over to a target that has a face on it. Folks, when I dry fire, if I'm leaving the house, like if I'm dry firing right before I leave the house, these are the targets I dry fire on. I want to know what my sights look like on a target that has a face, on a target that's wearing clothes, on a target that looks like a human being. So, any questions so far? I think we're still okay, right?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Sure.
Looking good. So, let's move forward. You can simulate distance by scaling down your target. Now, if you scale it down by half, if you shrink it in half to half scale, it's the same. It's going to look the same as if you doubled the distance. Like a 4-inch circle at 4 yards is going to look the same as an 8-inch circle at 8 yards. And that's going to look the same as a 10-inch circle at 10 yards. So it all scales. Now, We all know that there's 3 feet to a yard. There's 3 feet in a yard. So if you cut it down, if you shrink it down to 3 to 1/3 the scale, now it makes the math really easy. So you could print this out a lot of times, and every foot you are away from that dry fire target, that simulates 1 yard from the real thing. So right here is an example from concealedcarry.com. You can actually print out these USPSA targets, and right there at the top of the page is 1/3 the scale. It's already ready for you. It's already there. And another illustration right here is dot torture. Man, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see people dry fire with life-size targets, like real-size targets. A friend of mine really broke my heart. He was like, yeah, I dry fire at home all the time with dot torture. That's good. What distance? And he said 5 feet. You're never going to shoot dot torture at 5 feet. You're going to shoot it at 5 yards. And he's like, well, I don't have 5 yards. Well, that's a great case to scale down our target. So if we scale down the target, if we shrink it down to 1/3 the size, now what we see is this target on the right looks like it's 1 foot away. I'm sorry, 1 yard away. But the target on the left looks like it's 3 yards away. That's what we need to be dry practicing on. So likewise with USPSA targets, when I bring it in close to the camera, we see that they're about the same distance. But let's back it up to where we see how they are in reality. The target on the right is 1 yard away, while the target on the left looks like it's 6 yards away. So we can really illustrate some stuff here. Now, I went a step further, and I got you some free dry fire targets at memphisbeach.com. You can just print them out and use them. They're right there in your class notes.